Part 2. So, going back on it, I mentioned that Peter Thiel was the one that caused this bank run in the first place. He's the one who pulled out all of his money, and then everybody panicked and started pulling out their money, caused the bank run. Just to highlight, though, it wasn't just Peter's fault. Not the way that I see it. Because what also had happened is, the CEO made a lot of money off of selling stocks only about a couple weeks ago. That man's name is Gregory Becker. He's the CEO of SVB, and he made about $3.5 million selling stocks. He sold exactly 12,451 stocks at a price of $287 a stock. He made a lot of money selling out. He sold those stocks at February 27th, 2023. So like I said, a couple weeks ago. He wasn't the only one. Another person that sold on that same date was Daniel J. Beck. He sold 2,000 stocks at the same price, $287, and he made about $500,000 on that. Also, part of this group is Michelle Draper. She is a CMO. She had 974 stocks, and she sold out at around $300 a stock on the beginning of February 1st, 2023, and she made nearly $300,000 off of that deal. Now, these people are the ones that were operating the banks, obviously, and they're the ones that sold out suspiciously before the bank collapsed. So I'm going to read this part right here that I pulled off the internet. And it says, Becker is not listed among SIVB stocks top shareholders. Sorry, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Bear with me. It says that's likely because he recently offloaded more than $3 million in SIVB stock, according to a Form 4 filled Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC. He sold 12,451 shares on February 27th after filing a plan that would allow him to sell them on January 26th. This allowed him to walk away with a profit of roughly $3.6 million. At this time, it is unknown if Becker had knowledge of the company's plan for a new sharing offering to cover its significant losses. However, the timing of the deal is highly suspect. As Bloomberg reports, there's nothing illegal about corporate trading plans like the one Becker used. The plans were set up by the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, in 2000 to thwart the possibility of insider trading. The idea is to avoid malfeasance by limiting sales to predetermined dates on which an executive can sell shares, and the timing could merely have been coincidental. Now, with that said, it sounds like it's coincidental, but to me that still sounds shady. These people are running the business, and they were doing it kind of in a bad way because, like I said, they were given a lot of high-risk loans to a lot of non-profit organizations. So there's a likelihood that they weren't even going to get this money back anyways, right? They had to have known something was going on. And then the fact is that they sold out right before the bank collapsed. That's got to say something. Like, it may not be illegal, but it's really unethical in my opinion. Something shady was going on. There were people in the know, and people essentially might lose out because of this kind of greedy nature that these people pulled off. Now the thing is that I'm not a fan of bailouts. And, a lot of you might disagree with me, like, oh, but the people who put their money in the bank, they're going to lose their money that they put in the bank. And yeah, I do feel that that's unfair. I feel that that's not the way that it should be. people should be able to put their money in a bank and it be safe for them. The bank is merely just holding on to that money for you. So you shouldn't have to lose out. That's where the FDIC comes in. When a bank does fail, the FDIC is like an insurance agency. And basically, according to this, if you have less than $250,000 in the bank, they'll make it whole for you. So that's why I was saying earlier, if you're just a normal person with money in the bank and then you don't have $250,000 in the bank, you're going to be fine. You're going to get paid out by the government. The banks pay into this insurance fund in the first place for this to happen. So that shouldn't be worried. What does worry me, though, is all of the other depositors that are now going to get bailed out. And it's not just from the FDIC, it's out of our tax money. We're the ones that are going to bail them out now. And I do have issues with that. I don't want to be giving my tax money to someone else that made risky venture loans into a bank to do whatever they're doing. Like, that doesn't sound fair to me, especially, like I said, considering the fact that the CEO, the CFO, and the whoever, they were making almost millions of dollars off of selling the stocks that they had in the company while they're running to the ground. So I don't see how that's fair for everyone else, for these people to make money off the failure of their company that they're running. It's not right to me. I don't see it as right. So with that said, though, it seems like the federal government came in a little hot and heavy, and they took over this bank. The thing is, though, is that this bank wasn't totally, like, bad. It did have a backup plan for all of its loaning that it was doing. It had something called treasury bonds. And although they weren't at a mature rate, they were in the process of selling them off to completely become whole and pay off their investors. They're not their investors, they're depositors. They're depositors. The people who put money in the bank, they were going to pay them off by selling these treasury bonds. The thing is, though, is that the federal government came in and pretty much stopped that. And now the government is in control of these treasury bonds. So the thing about the treasury bonds is they would have been all right in the previous interest rate standings. But because of the interest rates being jacked up so high, these things are almost like worthless compared to when they bought them. They still have some value, but not a whole lot right now. And the thing is that if they were able to hold on to these while they did their mature rate, I think it was up to 10 years. And so if they were able to get to that point, they would actually make money off of these treasury bonds. They didn't make it that far, so they're trying to liquidate them now so that they can pay off their depositors who were pulling money out of the bank. And I mean, like, just to say, just from my point of view, I don't think that that would have even needed to happen if a bank run didn't happen in the first place. So, just to highlight, though, I'm just a normal guy. I don't really know exactly how all this banking stuff works, but I'm just telling it to you from my average point of view to your average point of view. It just doesn't seem right to me. It seems like there was some shady stuff going on in the background that we all don't really know about. And we're probably not going to know about unless we go in there and keep asking questions and we keep investigating this stuff, right? Right. So, with that said, I do encourage everyone to go out and do your own research and figure out the things that I kind of know. Because the thing is that it's all up here and I have issue getting it from my mouth to your ear from here. This mediary area is bleh. I don't know how to explain it that good. I'm not a good explainer, but someone who is Jack Farley. He has a YouTube channel called Blockwork Macro, and the title of this video that I watched to get the idea to kind of jump on here is called Bank Bailouts Will Destroy Markets. and he has Joseph Wang and Stephen Mirren on there, and those guys are smart. They know how to explain this thing in terms that everyone can understand. I also suggest that you go and check out Patrick Boyle. He's really smart. I watch a lot of his videos. He knows how to explain stuff really good. And also, I suggest Adam Taggart on Wealthion. He interviews a whole lot of different people to explain the market. And this weekend, he did interview Joseph Wang. And it gives you a real good idea of exactly what is going on with everything. So I recommend those people. I recommend that you figure this out on your own. Don't just take my word for it. Like I said, I'm just an average numbskull guy. I'm just trying to bring all this to attention. If my video can reach at least one or two people and it gives you the momentum and the courage to look into this stuff yourself, that's what I'm aiming for. So I guess with that said on this whole YouTube thing, don't forget to like and comment and share or whatever. Oh, smash that like button. But above all else, just stay hungry for knowledge. Like, don't let life bog you down so much that you can't look into this stuff yourself, because it's up to us. It's up to us Americans to see what's going on, because we all know that there's some shady stuff going on, and it's up to us to figure out what exactly is going on, because we're the ones who are going to have to fix it. We're already fixing it with our tax money. They're already putting this on us anyways. So we might as well kind of close that gap and maybe try and take out the whole middleman, and maybe we ourselves can become our own masters and control our own destiny. I think it's about time that we do that for ourselves. Anyways, like I said, it's past 1 o'clock in the morning now, and daylight savings time has been a hell. And I wish you all a good day.